Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to The Sims 3. It has been so long since I've done a build in The Sims 3, let alone Aluna Island. In fact, it's been so long, I don't even know how long it's been. Let's go check. Let's do one of my textbook professional during video commentary searches to see when the last video was. What would the last video have been? It's literally probably been like a year, because I think pretty much since Sims 4 came out, that was kind of the end of it. Let's see. Well, let's have a look at the last house build. Let's see when that was. So, 2 Aluna Heights, 22nd of April 2015. Okay, so I did one this year. So there was one in April. The one before that was in March. Okay. All right, not too bad. Anyway. Right, so yeah, we're back. We're back in Aluna Island. In case you don't know what this is, because you may be newer than when I was originally doing these, this is a Sims 3 world that I have created that you can download from my website. I'll put a link to the world in the description down below, so you can download the world. The world is purely the base game, so you don't need any expansions or stuff packs to use the world. And this house as well that I'm building right now is purely base game as well, so you also don't need any stuff packs or expansions to use this house, which is pretty cool. Now this is 15 Ocean Parkway, also known as lot number 69 in the world. If you go to the download page for the world, there's like a map and it shows you the lot numbers. Basically, that's just so when I create a house, you know where to place it. Because obviously, if you look at the lot here, it's very like specifically shaped and has specific landscaping. So this house won't work, or it will look really, really bad on a regular sort of lot. This one is designed to only be placed on this lot here, and that's why there is a lot number. Right, so I did start building the house up the top, building a beautiful infinity pool down here by the ocean, because what is more amazing than having a pool that looks out to the ocean? So you're swimming and it's like you're kind of a part of the ocean, but you're not in the filthy ocean water. Anyway, yeah, so I decided to do a lower deck down here with a beautiful, really bright blue, turquoisey blue kind of pool. Oh man, when I jump back into I'll tell you what as well, building houses in The Sims 3 takes far, far longer than it does in Sims 4. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, you can tell that there's terrain editing. It's not just a flat lot, it is built on a cliff, which I love and I miss so much in The Sims 4. There's also, colors, the creator style tool, as you can see there. I spent a while messing around with colors on this house. Yeah, I mean, pretty much doing colors, all the terrain editing, and using constrained floor elevation to create cool kind of rooms and walls and all that kind of stuff. It makes it take a lot longer. Because normally a house in The Sims 4 usually takes me between an hour to 2 hours, depending on the size. I think bigger homes, though, would take probably about 2.5 to 3 hours. But a regular sized home, probably if I built a house on this size lot in The Sims 4, obviously it'd be flat. It wouldn't have any of this terrain editing that I'm doing now. But it would probably take, about 2 hours, I would say. This took closer to 4 hours. I think it was like 3 hours, 50 minutes to build this. So it wasn't the longest thing that I've built in The Sims 3. There's houses that have taken far longer than that. But this was quite an undertaking. But I had quite a bit of fun messing around with the house building into the cliff here. If you want to know how to do some of these things, like how to build on a cliff, I have done tutorials in The Sims 3 for that. You can actually search The Sims 3 how to build on a cliff on my channel and it will come up, or probably just on YouTube it will probably come up as well. But yeah, I've done tutorials for this specific thing, so in case you do want to build a house on the cliff, you know how. I like to facilitate that. So I thought I'd make this kind of like a modern home on the cliff, because I think the previous few have been sort of more islandy style, like traditional islandy style with a sort of colorful sort of siding and thatched roofs and that. So I thought, hey, let's take it back. We've done a few modern builds here in Aluna Island. Let's do another one. Let's do a nice big modern build on this cliff lot, because this lot is actually quite unique in that it is, this cliff is actually sloping down and you can see out it's interesting terrain. So I thought, you know what? Let's not spoil it with an old style home. Well, not spoil it, but let's treat it to a beautiful home. Now, I spent ages trying to figure out what I wanted to do with this wall here. This wall is kind of just like a modern, accent wall. Sort of like kind of like a support wall in a way, but not really. It's just there to look cool. And I did the same thing on the other side. And the main reason I did it is because, as you can see, I added a room on the top floor. and I had, I have that frieze next to it, which in case you don't know what that is, that's sort of that foundation I put on the roof. And those walls don't line up. So I kind of just had to put a wall there to make it look like it lined up. But yeah, it worked. Then in the end, I pretty much left there. I think I actually changed the exterior of the house at one point to a lighter color. Oh, yeah, there you go. I'm doing it right now. So I make the walls quite light, and then we have that sort of concretey gray support wall that goes around it, just to give it that, fairly modern look. And then it is definitely spiced up once we start furnishing and getting all the windows in there. But as you can see, I had a lot of fun with it. Like I got to tell you, building the structures in Sims 3, I love. Furnishing, not so much. But then I've never been a fan of furnishing anyway, so that shouldn't be a shock that I didn't enjoy furnishing. That's one reason I can say, I can honestly say I prefer furnishing in The Sims 4, because there's less color choices. Because it makes it easier. It means I don't have to make things match and look good. Because the thing is, if I do a bad job in The Sims 3, that's on me. That's on me because I didn't pick good colors, and I honestly don't know how I turned out with this. I don't know. I need to get back into the groove of The Sims 3. It's got a very different feel to The Sims 4. As you can even tell, like the art style of The Sims 3 is different. It's not as sort of cartoony. It's not really that. I don't know. Sims 4 definitely feels more sort of cartoony and more stylized than The Sims 3. The Sims 3 feels like a weird kind of like The Sims 3 is, not trying to be realistic, but it's more realistic than The Sims 4 is, if that makes sense, in terms of the way objects are made and the textured and all that. But anyways, so yeah, furnishing in Sims 4 I prefer because it's easier, because there's less to do. But yeah, no, anyway, so I don't want to make this whole video. I don't want, this video is not about comparing The Sims 3 and The Sims 4. I prefer The Sims 4 on a lot of points than I do on The Sims 3, but I can honestly say that I do absolutely miss all the terrain editing, constrained floor elevation, all the kind of stuff that this lot sort of embodies. Like, it's built on a cliff, it's got the pool there out over the ocean. This lot's even on the water as well. Not something you can do in The Sims 4. So there are certain things that I definitely miss. But yeah, and like I said, I don't want to make this video about comparing the two. This is a video about building a house in Aluna Island in The Sims 3. That's what it is. I also just remembered when I did that bit there with the diagonal, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. You can't build diagonal pools in The Sims 3. For some reason, they never managed to add diagonal pools, and I don't know why. They have curved pools, which is really, really interesting, but they didn't manage to get diagonal pools, which I don't know. I find that intriguing. I can't believe we never had them. And I forgot about it. Anyway, so I just added more to the structure there because I realized the main floor of this build didn't actually have a lot of floor space. It was quite a small house, even though it looks quite grand on the outside. That's one of the things that happens when you build a house on a cliff lot. The outside can look really grand because, as you can see, we've got the lower floor that's sort of built into the cliff there, and that doesn't go all the way back, so it looks like a really big home. But it's actually quite small on the inside. So I added extra floor space up the top. So on this lower floor here that I'm working on now, I'm just doing that little balcony. That's where the bedroom's going to be. The main floor in the middle is going to be, like living, kitchen, etc. Then the top floor is like the master bedroom. And they also have their own balcony, which is pretty sweet. I make it like a rooftop garden kind of thing, which is actually really, I think it's really cool. Now, because this is using base game only, unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of things I could do because there's a really nice grass area there. You can see where those columns are coming down. This whole flat area there, I love that. That's a really good space to do outdoor activities, but there really isn't much in the way of outdoor activities in the Sims 3 base game. But of course, if you have expansions or whatever, you can add that kind of stuff down there. I would have loved to put in a hot tub. Doesn't exist in the base game. When did they come in? I don't know where it came from. No, late night. That's where it came from. Late night. They added in hot tubs. And there's some other like outdoor activities, probably like some sporty things, I think. There's like a golf. Not golf. What am I saying? There's a soccer net, isn't there? They can play. I don't know. Like, it would have been nice to have some outdoor activities there, but there wasn't really anything I could add. I really wanted to choose an accent color or just an accent wall kind of thing there because I wanted to put in those little shrubs and make it look a little bit different. So I was trying out a few different things here that looked a little too bland for my liking. So then we got this sort of log, kind of like natural wooden wall, like that. Like they just put up that wall there, just to sort of, it separates the house and brings in a little bit of nature. And I decided to put up some of those, some little feature walls around the garden as well, just as a backplate, to places that we can put some outdoor furniture as well. Now I wanted to add a staircase down over this side because I wanted to add in a fishing jetty, though I don't think Sims can fish. That's not how fishing works in Sims 3, is it? I don't know how it works, but it's there just to look good, essentially. I don't, there's a lot I don't recall about The Sims 3. I don't think they can fish off that, can they? I think they have to be on the same level as the water. Can they even fish in the... I don't know. I don't know. You guys in the comments will know. It's been so long since I've actually played. Like, I built in The Sims 3 earlier this year. Like, that was April. But actually playing the game, like in live mode in The Sims 3, has been an incredibly long time. I don't know when I did that. Probably that definitely would have been since before The Sims 4 came out. So it would have been like, I guess, September last year. No, I must have had series... I don't know. Let's go find out. What was my last Sims 4 series? Sims 4, Sims 3. I'm not even getting the name of the game right. Oh, actually, so here with the infinity pool, because the pool actually has to touch the ground, like I couldn't have it floating because it was on the ground floor, so it brought up the land around it. I thought, okay, why didn't I put some floor tiles there, make it look like a properly constructed like stone wall? So I put in some floor tiles there, gave it a stone texture, then I actually put some fountains on it to make it look like, hey, yeah, you know what? We meant for that to be there. That's supposed to look like that. So yeah, we sort of built it up a little bit and made it look pretty good. Well, at least I think it looks better than it did if it was just, terrain without anything on it. It looks like it's supposed to be built in there like that. And no, unfortunately not. There's no wave in this build. I know you long-time subscribers will be asking, where is #the wave? It's not in there. And the reason it's not is because I only just remembered it then. So the next Sims 3 build I do, I will, I'll see if I can remember to put it in. Alright, so yeah, I thought I'd flesh out this little area down the bottom here with the pool because I wanted some outdoor entertaining space, even though it was quite hard to actually furnish the outdoor space because the Sims 3 base game has the same problem that Sims 4 base game has, is there's no outdoor activities. So pretty much everything outdoors just ends up being lots of seats and lots of sofas, and that's about it. Because there's nothing else to put outside, unfortunately. But to be fair, like if you download this house and want to play with it, that's one of the things you can easily replace and do whatever you want later on. But yeah, anyways, as you saw there as well, I put a bunch of rocks around that area just to sort of cap off this grass area. Also repainted the grass to make it look way more vibrant and way more green, just because I think it looks beautiful when it's that bright. Look how bright it is. It looks so good. I was going to do a large entertaining area down the bottom here. I was going to like sort of pave it all, but then I was like, hang on. This is pretty much our only flat grass space. Let's not ruin it by putting, like stone pavers everywhere. So let's keep a nice big grass area as I did. And because, we already have a whole seating area all tiled over there anyway. So I guess there's no point in changing that. So as you can see here, what I did is I actually used some of the sofas in the game, gave them a wicker texture and like this sort of, outdoor sort of, I guess nautical theme with the stripes and that, just, to get some outdoor or seating that looks like it's supposed to be outdoors anyway. That's the beauty of Sims 3, is that you can make any chair look like it's supposed to go outside by giving it a wicker texture. I guess that'd be actually interesting if you just get like a lounge chair and make it out of like change the texture to wicker. Then you'd be like, oh yeah, no, that's supposed to be outside. I was having a look in the buy debug menu now to see if there's any cool hidden items that I could use. Alas, there was not. It was pretty void of anything useful. I was going to put chairs around, so I put in this little fire pit here, which is kind of like an outdoor activity. I was going to put chairs around it, but I thought that looks kind of dumb. It's one of those things where you would have, like in real life, you'd have outside, but you wouldn't always have chairs set up. So I decided to sort of leave it there. And if you want to use it, you could always add your own chairs around it. But for now, it shall stay as it is. Doing my favorite old trick and coloring in all empty spaces that your Sims can't go to, like pitch black, just so it looks like a space that, I always hate the look of unpainted walls or like unused space underneath the foundation. So I always paint it like pure black, just so it looks like, it's like a blacked out room. Kind of like how in Late Night where they black out like the apartments that you can't go into. That's kind of like my logical thinking behind that. To make it, yeah, just so you know, you can't go in there. It's just a room. I think it looks better than just leaving it like blank terrain or, you know, the foundation bricks. Anyway, moving to the inside now, working out the layout, working on the kitchen first, mind you. Started off like this is pretty much the only place I could put the kitchen because of the number of windows we had. So, and also I had to leave that one square on the right hand side there to be able to get a door in. For the room behind, because that's where the bathroom was. And I couldn't do a door on the other side because we had stairs going down and stairs going up. So the kitchen space is kind of like, that's the only place it could go. It seems quite small, but I think I made it a little bit bigger than it otherwise would have been by sort of, you know, maximizing the space we had by putting a little half wall in there. So it's kind of like a little hallway on the right there now, just so we get more counter space and all that kind of stuff. This is where I spent a lot of time in Sims 3 in this build, is going through all the textures, trying to find colors. I thought I'd do a pop of color in those stools. I do actually change that because I didn't like it in the end. But for now, it stays like that. Also didn't like that lime green wall. Also, I missed, that's something I really missed from The Sims 4, is the cabinets in the kitchens. You can't change what size they are. See, there are some very cool things from The Sims 4 that I do miss, like the cabinets. Also, the ability to adjust how like things placed on the wall anywhere in The Sims 4 as well. That's really useful. And you could do windows up and down vertically. That I missed that. Because there's some windows I would have liked to move up, so I didn't have to use giant windows all the time. I miss Sims 4. You have to do a build in Sims 4 after this one. But anyway, no. like I said earlier on, there are like, you know, pros and cons of both Sims 4 and Sims 3 that I prefer. If I could put the two together and get the best out of both, that would be awesome. Like if I could get a non-laggy Sims 3 but also has the newer Sims 4 features, such as like the room tool, like where you can move whole rooms and the whole house. That is awesome. If I could somehow get that into into a new game that has terrain editing, and like, you know, if I could mash them together, that's what I would do. I would have a game that had constrained floor elevation. It had like, you know, terrain editing. It had the new, like all the cabinet kind of features in The Sims 4. It had the rooms, the way rooms work in The Sims 4 is awesome. And it had, you know, like the ability to place anything anywhere. And I mean like specifically like the windows. And there's quite a few items in Sims 3 where you can't actually sort of fine tune. So if I could also, you know, put that in there, that would be good. There's like most things you can in Sims 3 place wherever you want, like regular objects can go wherever you want, but like paintings on walls, they have to, you know, they go in their grid, in their locked sort of grid space, but you can move them up and down, but you can't move them side to side. That's something really cool in Sims 4. Also, move objects in Sims 4 is awesome, where you can place, we can move items up and down vertically. Also, there's a scaling of items. I did actually miss that in this one. I was like, oh, how do I scale something? Oh no, I can't. How do I move something? Oh no, I can't move it up. So yeah, like if I could mesh the two together and make one beautiful game baby, that'd be awesome. But who knows? Like I'm hoping, because we're still early on in The Sims 4. It's only 1 year into the game, just over 1 year into the game being out. We probably have a good at least 3 years left. At least probably 3 to 4 years, depending. That usually is the life cycle of The Sims. Like The Sims 1 was 2000, and that lasted for 4 years because The Sims 2 came out in 2004, like late 2004, I think. Maybe it must have been late. And then The Sims 2 lasted until mid 2009, so it was like 4.5 years, and The Sims 3 came out. Sims 3 was 2009, and then that lasted 4 years, I guess, as well, did it? No, it lasted 5 years because The Sims 4 didn't come out to 2014. Yeah, so The Sims 3 lasted 5 years. Okay, so yeah, we have a good 3 to 4 years left of The Sims 4. So here's hoping that we get, you know, terrain editing. At least, okay, if I have to say one really important thing that I want in Sims 4, oh, that's too hot. Okay, the three most important things I want in Sims 4: the terrain editing, constrained floor elevation, so you can do funky walls and change wall heights or however you want, and also either colors across the board, so color swatches across the board in the game, ones that match in the Sims 4, or just a color changer. It doesn't have to have all the textures like how the Sims 3 has. You can change the texture of anything. If it just had the ability to change the color of anything, that'd be fine too. That'd work. Even like I said, either that, like a kind of color wheel like you have in the creator style tool there. We can do the color. You can't change the texture, just color. That'd be cool. Or just, colors, like rainbow color swatches for every item, if that turns out to be easier. Which, I mean, it should be easier because that's definitely possible right now. They could just add more swatches for everything. So if they could do that, or a color wheel, that'd be cool. Anyway, I like how I said multiple times, hey, I don't want to compare the games. But hey, I'm not comparing. I'm saying we could merge them together and have a game baby. Oh, that would be good. Sweet, sweet game babies. Right, working on the the upstairs bedroom right now. I said a master bedroom, which is on the top floor, which I think I may have done in another house in this world. It seemed familiar when I went to do it. Maybe I did that in Sims 4. I don't know. Anyway, oh man, bedrooms. This bedroom is where I really dove into the color swatches a lot, like all the textures and changing. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. Like, I love the feature, but honestly, I also hate it at the same time because I can spend way too much time. And I'm not even that good with colors. Like, that's not my thing. I don't possess that ungodly ability to make things look like matching and look good. I can place items. I can place them in good spots, but making them like colored and textured nicely, not my forte. But I did my best. And hey, you can always change it. That's the beauty of The Sims, guys. When you download something, you can change it. That's my motto. I build it to how I would play with it and how I would actually furnish it, which, I mean, oh, crazy. That's how I furnish my homes. But, yeah, like when you download something, you can change it. That's why I always find those comments quite funny when someone's like, oh, why'd you do that? That sucks. Oh, no, bro. I'm like, and then I just go like, dude, you could just download and change it. Like, it's not that hard. And then when you say that to people, then they reply later on and they're like, oh, but I don't have the game, so I can't do that. And then I'm just like, what? I'm like, how is that even, why is that a problem then? You can't even play with it, so why does it matter if it... Oh, people are great. Especially you. You right now listening to this. I know you right now are the best because this is 22 minutes in. This right now is like almost 22 minutes in. And this is the point in the video where people who just stop by for a quick look and then skip to the end, they're not going to skip to 22 minutes. They're going to skip to, like nearer the end. They're going to go to 24, 25. You, my friend, are the one who's, put it on the background or you've actually sat there watching the entire thing. You're the real deal. And that's what I like about you. So I can say anything to you because you're a true fan and you will actually, you will actually respect what I say. I mean, screw all the other fans. We don't need them. Let's just go make our own channel. We should make like a secret channel. I should just announce a secret channel in the middle of it. I'm not going to do it now because I haven't prepared it, but how cool would that be? Just in the middle of a video somewhere, I'll just be like, hey guys, subscribe to the new channel. It's secret. I'm going to do secret videos there, but I'm not going to do that mainly because I already have like 3 channels and that's going to be stupid. But what you can do for me, if you haven't already, because you're a true fan, is follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and my other YouTube channels and Twitch. That's the one. All of those conveniently are linked in the description down below. Who would have thought? Obviously you, because you're a super fan, so you know. Anyway, doing these bedrooms, at these bedrooms, I can honestly say I kind of lost it. Like, I just didn't want to furnish the bedrooms. And I didn't do a fantastic job on them, I'm going to be honest. But it's honestly because, well, actually, doing base game houses in The Sims 3, you realize how few items there are. Because prior to this build, I had all the expansions, all the stuff packs, and about 3.5 gigabytes of store content installed. So I had a lot of stuff in the game. And I honestly don't plan on putting it back. Maybe a couple of the expansions just for some more objects. But the reason I don't plan on putting it back is just because with all that stuff, the game really, really chugs along. It starts lagging awfully. And that's one of the main reasons that I didn't want to go back to The Sims 3, is when you have all this stuff, the game really lags. It struggles big time. But with the base game, I didn't have any of that problem. Like, there were a few moments where it was a bit funky changing colors, but it was it was nowhere near as like it wasn't a problem at all. Like with the base game, the game runs perfectly fine. But as soon as you start adding other stuff on, it dies. It like dies. But anyway, so that's why I don't really plan on putting that stuff back in. Like I said, maybe 1 or 2 expansions, we'll see. But yeah, we're coming to the end now. We're just doing a few little finishing touches here and there, just to make sure the build is good to go. As you can see, there's that rooftop garden I was talking about earlier. Obviously, that was happening while I was talking about something else. I don't know what. I mean, I don't even... How has it been 25 minutes already? What have I been talking about? I don't know. And that's what's fun about it, because I say things that are stupid. And then people post the quote in the comments down below, and I'm like, when did I say that? I don't remember that. But anyway, here it is. Beautiful 15... is that 15 Ocean Parkway? I think so. Is it 15 or 16? I think it's 15. Here's 15 Ocean Parkway. I'm going to go with that. Hopefully that's right. Obviously, we're just doing our usual around the lot screenshots. We go around the outside. Then we get a few close-up shots of the certain aspects on the outside, just so you can see what it's all about. Here is the sort of shot from the street, which I actually really like. It has a lot of like privacy to it when you're coming along the road. Like they can't see into the house. But then you go around the other side, and there's just these giant windows that look out to the ocean and let all the sunlight in. It's just awesome. So another little shot here of the... I love that shot right there with the balloon, and you can get that sort of low angle. Here is a nice seating area just by, that's where the fountain is on the right, looking out to the ocean. Here's a beautiful shot up from the pool area, which I also like. There's that balloon in the background again. This one I really love. It's like, here's an awesome pool looking out into the ocean. There's the lighthouse in the distance. We've already gone past it, but I'm still talking about it. Just another outside shot of the house. Here's the barbecue area that I did very briefly. Nice big entertaining area there. The rooftop garden. Oh, it's beautiful. I love that, actually. That looks really cool. It's actually, it's a really big contrast from the rest of the house in terms of the style, but I love it. Here is the sort of entrance to the house, which I don't know. I really like the look of that. Even though it's a little bit dark, it looked really nice. There's the main living area with the TV, foosball table for some reason, because there was nothing else to put there. The kitchen dining area, we got a few angles of this so you can see what's going on. I do like those lime green chairs. I stole that lime green chair idea from The Sims 4 with cool kitchen stuff, because they had those chairs that came with it that always had that really nice lime green color. Here's one of the bathrooms. I didn't take a photo of all the bathrooms because they mostly use the same items. But anyway, there's a study/logical area. Now, the download link for this house is in the description down below. You can click on that to download it, add it to your game. Like I said, this does require Aluna Island, which is my custom world that I made, which is also going to be linked down below. And you can check that out there. Just going through, obviously, all the bedrooms, or some of the bedrooms. Here is the master suite up the top. There's the stairs through that glass door there, in case you're wondering where you come up. There's the... Oh, look at that outdoor garden. That's actually awesome. I don't know, if you wanted a view of the ocean from your bed in this room, I'm sorry, you don't get that. You get a beautiful garden, and you can see the ocean from the garden when you go out. But anyway, there's the floor plan screenshots. I hope you guys enjoyed another Sims 3 build. It's been too long. I will hopefully do one in a short amount of time. But thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day.